You guys don't want to do a roll call, right? We don't need to do that, or?
Who's taking the minutes?
So, yeah, the minute taker can know who's here.
Okay. All right, and then minutes to approve.
Move.
Second.
Got a motion on the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the ayes carry. So we'll start with, is Kelly Anderson on?
I didn't see her.
All right, so it looks like she's not here. Does anybody have any questions or concerns that we need to relay? She submitted her report here.
There is a wireless.
Looks good.
I'm sorry.
There's a wireless caller, but I don't know who it is.
All right. Kelly, you're not on, correct? That'll pass for not being Kelly. All right. I know the treasurer's on. Mr. Orman,
Yes, sir.
how are you?
I am well, and you all?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. Thanks. I have my report. There was just three things, and Mary Beth is starting to wrap up the Munis training. It's been quite a process, but she's diligent and keeps at it, and I think we'll be okay in the end. Tax payments were all received in July, the second installment, and they were all processed within 2 days after the final date, and they were without error, and the staff is to be commended highly for that. And thirdly, there's a resolution on tonight for auditing services, an RFP. I can't believe it's been 5 years already, but we are in the middle of our last audit with Insuro for this particular contract term, and we'll be going out for an RFP in October. But we are successfully moving through this, and we've been very happy with Insuro, so we'll see how it proceeds. But that's that. Is there any questions?
Any questions for the treasurer? Trish? No? Oh, okay.
How's the survival in the man cave zone out there in the Aurora?
Are you quarantined, sir?
I am not quarantined, but I am inside.
All right. What you guys want to do? You want to wait and do the resolutions as a group, or do you
No.
want to?
I'll move that. I'll move the resolution for the go out to bid for the auditor.
That's you're referring to WM1?
3.
Yes. Three.
Okay. Is there a second on WM3?
I'll second it.
Okay, second by Ms. Daly. Any further discussion on WM3? Mr. Whitman?
Jim, does that have to be an outside auditor or can it be somebody in-house?
No, it has to be an outside auditor because of the nature of, they will not have somebody in-house looking at their own books. So
Okay.
it has to be outside. Yep.
Thought that might work better for us, but all right.
It might, but it might won't.
All right, any further discussion on the resolution? Oh, okay, all in favor of WM3?
Aye.
All right.
Chris,
Yes, sir.
there's one other resolution that went through, which I didn't realize it went through resolutions already. That was fast. It's for RDS to extend their contract. I think it's WM3 maybe.
No,
One.
I thought it was, yeah, we had it backwards. It's 1.
All right, it's one then.
Yep. I did the same, well, the opposite, but kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of housekeeping.
Okay. You want to move it and discuss it?
Yeah,
or?
I'll move it.
All right, motion by Mr. Foley. Is there a second on WM1?
I will.
Second by Ms. Daly. Okay, you,
My only question was, obviously, this is a renewal agreement, so I was just curious, how much additional rebates did the first period of this contract realize in terms of to the county and
Yeah.
impact to the county?
Yep, it brought in about 13,000, and 25% commission goes back, and these rebates would have been lost without this company doing that. So we realized about 10,000.
And if
For now.
we renew, yeah, and if we renew this, then they'll be able to look back from a period
Yeah.
and then go forward as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah, Elaine, I want to say 4 years, maybe, something like that.
Okay.
It's something like that, yeah.
Okay.
It's very similar to our workers' comp that we did.
Okay. Any further discussion on WM1? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes, carry it. So, we can quickly wrap up WM2, or we can finish with the department heads and circle back to WM2 before we move into the resolutions proper. Get it done?
I'll move to.
Okay, WM2, and second by, okay.
Did you get clarification that this was the 1%?
I did. Yep.
Just the
So it's just housekeeping.
continuation?
Yep, the continuation of the existing, sorry, I didn't get back to you.
Uh-huh.
But I was getting to the bottom of it myself. It's just the continuation. I had some concerns, like you and I talked about. I wasn't sure about the 2023. Yeah, go for it.
The resolution that we're amending was originally passed in 1968, and
Mhm.
over and over, we just keep changing the expiration of that, pushing it out. Originally, it was 2 years, you did it every 2 years. Now they've changed it, stated every 3 years. So in 3 more years, we'll be doing the same thing, but it's been in effect since 1968.
And if we don't pass this, it doesn't stay in effect?
Correct. It'll expire November 30th of this year.
And this is adding the 1% of the, onto
Maintaining
the,
it, right.
maintaining it?
Yeah,
There'll be no change
Okay.
actually from November 30th to December 1st.
very good. So any further discussion on WM2? All right, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Nay? Carried. All right, so now, Lisa, is she on the line?
It's gonna be all.
Oh, that's right, she's on vacation, so if you have any questions or concerns, I guess voice them now, we can direct them to her, otherwise we can move into the Mrs. Daly.
Okay. Health and Human Services had 11 resolutions. I don't know if I need to try to group together or bundle together everything but 9, which has been revised, or I can just talk about the revision and then bundle them.
I'm all for expedience.
Okay, so there was 11 resolutions that went through the Health and Human Services Committee. Since the committee met, HH9 apparently has been revised, and my understanding is that the original resolution referenced money coming from the health department's COVID funds, but I think those have been committed to or for. So this expense is now going to be taken from that $100,000 amount that was set aside by the legislature for COVID-related expenses. The only thing, and I didn't say this at Health and Human Services, is that there is no idea of the amount of money that might be spent in this area. There's no cap, there's no hours. It seems like it's pretty much open-ended at this point. We don't know if we're going to staff it 7 to 9. We don't know if we're going to expand it to other buildings. We don't know how this is going to work. I don't know if there's any need to at least put in a cap on this. I'm not, I don't.
Is it funded? Yeah.
The resolution that went through HHS, and it had the positions being on the vacancy due to exhaustion of funds.
So
is
once
how it
there were
read.
no more funds left, the
But-
positions could,
At
right,
$16 an hour, there was no bulk transfer with a fixed dollar amount.
Right.
We had a discussion this morning, we really, you might need it for a few months, you might need it for a year, there's just no way to know. So I think the consensus was until you just don't need it anymore, then the position will be abolished.
pass it, track the spending, and then if there's, somehow we exhaust whatever is remaining in that $100,000 account, which, do you have a sense of that?
I do actually, if you want to update, with Lynn earlier, so we have actually spent 55,000 out of the 100,000 set aside, but we did find 100% covered grants that cover 50,000 of that 100.
95
So we
left.
actually have only spent 5,000,
Nice.
actually.
And we have Am I correct?
Right.
95.
left. And someone obviously will be tracking the spending on this and,
We're still looking for more grants and
Mhm.
we're still
Okay.
looking at FEMA funding and all that, so we're still gonna work really hard, but we have a good.
All right. Is there flavor?
so we're
To-
back to potentially moving HH1 through 11 as a
Okay.
bundle.
I will make that motion, 1 through 11 is a bundle, Ms. Batman.
Motion by Batman, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Whitman.
Yeah, I got it.
Discussion by Mr. Foley.
Yeah, so on this HH9, I mean, this is basically an operation. It's a job that we're adding to the county that's going to be funded out of an emergency account. And there's a part of me that says that's probably not the best way to go about it. Isn't there a way that we can establish an account so we know that it's not open-ended and it has specific dollar amounts in there, like a salary, or, I mean, I know it's hourly, but has some type of ending to it.
Or a cap on.
Or-
That's
cap,
the
right,
cap.
I
So
mean-
if we have 95, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if we have 95 left, what I'm hearing is maybe you'd like to say,
Transfer 50, 40. I mean, is that what you're thinking? Transfer
Yeah.
whatever to the health department's budget, exhaust it and come back if it's still a need?
Right.
Lynn Marinelli would like to speak.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Lynn's on the line allegedly.
Marinelli.
Okay. Oh, all right.
I actually wanted to say that because this is a budgeted account at the end of the year, the funds will kind of go away anyhow. It won't roll forward into 2021 the way you have it budgeted.
Exactly, right.
Okay, so there's no need for it, I guess.
No, and I would point out that there's a real advantage of drawing the money directly, even though it'll have to go through some stuff, but drawing the money directly from that account, because it tracks it nicely, doesn't require an additional tracking. The should, if and when we're eligible for request reimbursement for those monies.
All right.
What I'm hearing is that these positions are not going to just roll over until next year and kind of come out of a separate account then. They're going to go away once that funding is gone because it's not rolling over. Is that what I'm hearing?
Or we have to find. a way to
Or
fund
we're
it.
finding another alternative, but
Yeah, or it's got to be in the 2021 budget. Yeah, that's my understanding, Brian. Yeah, it's a good point, by the way.
So unless we put it in the 2021 budget, it wouldn't be there. Is that,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Correct, right, correct.
Yeah. Thank you. Mr. Pigney?
So there's a chance that we'll use all of that for this by year's end?
we don't,
We don't know, I mean, I don't know.
these are $16 an hour, part-time temporary positions that are gonna do screening and whatever.
Right now, it's 2 hours a day. Depends on how many we get. You know, we only want up
Are we doing
to
5 days a week, 4 weeks a month?
screening our employees.
It shouldn't-
And
But you weren't sure if
They
we'd
shouldn't
use it.
cap out
that's what I
95,000.
mean, right?
Right.
And, you know, if we decide that we want to hire a screener for our front door, if the public starts coming in more openly, you know, if we're going to need somebody at the front door to take temperatures, although there is maybe an off chance or possibility that security can do the temperature screening. If for some reason they can't, we would have to hire somebody to do that.
Isn't that, I mean, I know they're not union, but wouldn't that be like working out a title? I feel like their
They're
job
doing
is.
it at the courts, so they do temperature screening at the
Right.
courts. I'm not asking that now, I don't.
And they do,
I'm just
I went to
trying
Grand
have
Jury.
Okay.
That's
All right.
who did
the
it.
building when we're open. So I don't imagine, and I think if we do get people applying and we get this up and running, you know, why don't we plan on reporting back monthly to Ways and Means, you know, about how much we spent on it? or
Of the remainder and keep track of
just keep track
what we
of
have in there, that 95.
And spending on this item too, is that what you're saying? Just
Yeah,
in general?
especially if we end up having somebody do, you know, stand, you know, being at the front door on call.
All right. All right. Any further discussion on the bundle as moved? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right. Thank you, Mrs. Daly. Chairman Foley, what's up?
All right, before we get on to, government operations one, that's a pretty simple one. But I talked to Chris Palermo today. I'm going to let him explain it. The county has a chance to save some money each month. He wanted to bring a resolution forward, or asked if I should wait until September's government operations committee meeting. I said, well, it's not an emergency, but if we can save money, let's talk about it and not wait a month. So Chris, if you could kindly explain to us real quick, and we'll see if the committee wants to move it forward to the full edge meeting or pass through committee next month.
So IT's been working with Verizon, evaluating our cell phone bills and usage. It appears that a good number of our county issued cell phones are underutilized. We're paying for plans that we don't fully use. And by changing the plan to a lower cost plan, which would still work for our needs, IT's kind of estimating that we should be saving at least $3,000 a month. It does require a new contract with Verizon. Drop one plan to another one. If you've ever bought a cell phone, you know it's always contract based. In order for the chair to sign a contract, you need a resolution. So
I move it.
All right.
Wait, what? I don't understand. What's the resolution? To do what?
Save $35,000.
$3,000 a month.
Potentially, $3,000 a month.
Well, I move that we save five. Come on. What's the resolution? I don't even understand what we're doing. Are we changing our Verizon contract, or what are we doing? I didn't understand that explanation.
He can't hear you. He can't hear you, Chris.
Authorize the chair to sign an agreement with Verizon Wireless, who's our current, they provide a service now, to modify the current cell phone plan for certain county issued cell phones, essentially dropping them down to a less expensive rate that more closely aligns with the actual use of the cell phone, rather than paying for, unlimited data and all these other options that aren't being used. And when I say they're not being used, that's my understanding is that's based on the analysis between IT and our Verizon rep. And they suggested they're paying an awful lot for something you're not using.
Keith, if I could just add.
Okay.
I don't want to step on your toes. Are you done? So Keith, you and I were playing phone tag today, and I just wanted to add, just really because it'll make me feel better. I wanted to reach out to you about it. And I totally believe in the committee form of government. So Ryan and I talked, and if it's the flavor to run it back through the committee, I get that because we're a committee form of government. But I'm of the mind if we could start saving $3,000 right now, I think we should do it. So that's on it.
Yeah, I didn't understand what we were doing. That wasn't clear to me from the explanation. I would say this though, and obviously we should approve it. But I would say this, our committee meeting structure is well known. The fact that this comes to us last minute, the IT knows when our committees meet. We all know when our committees meet. And this was an analysis that I do this, not the same thing with my Verizon service. I'm disappointed that it comes to us so late, but I acknowledge the need.
So this was brought to my attention today, not as a last minute thing, but to say, we don't mind running it past September's Government Operations Committee. But if you do want to bring it up tonight, to see if there's a flavor to start trying to save the money now as opposed to waiting, let's do that. And so I said, hey, not a problem. Let's bring it forward, see if there's anyone that wants the resolution. But it wasn't necessarily last minute. It was just let's throw it out there and see.
Yeah. No, I understand all that. My point is this. That's fine. Never mind.
No, Keith, your point is well taken. That's why I let out with the committee form of government. I get it. It's better off through
Who
committee.
knows when Paul was informed or
Yeah,
Paul missed
we
it.
probably could have pushed it, but I think it's expedient to do it now. Mr. Whitman.
I'm more concerned with why Verizon's worried about saving us money. What's the catch? I mean, is it like if you have your own personal contract, you're grandfathered into something that you can't get again in the future that we might regret? I guess that'd be my only question when the chair goes to sign it, to make sure that that's not the case. What's Verizon getting out of this?
Okay, listen, we don't have to pass anything tonight. We can have it brought forward to the full edge meeting.
I think we can do it. I think we can do it.
I don't know if anyone's
I'll leave
comfortable.
my faith in the chair. I'll I'll approve it tonight.
All right.
So, let's see, is there,
Hans
you
moved
made
it.
a motion, is there a second on,
You've got the motion, right?
Yes.
I'll second it.
and a second by Ms. Daly, all right, any further discussion on GO1? All right, all in favor?
No,
No, on the resolution,
It's a GO nothing. There's no resolution before us. We'll have to have one.
that's cool.
To Keith's point, any,
it'll have to come to.
so,
It will come to the
yeah, full
legislature.
ledge. All
I
right,
think the motion has to be to charge our county attorney to prepare a resolution for the full legislative meeting associated with the Verizon charges. That's all we can do today. That has
Nice.
to be a motion, I think.
good, so we got it done.
All right. We'll get a vote.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, very good.
All right, now, Mr. Chair, Government Operations has one resolution. I offer that up for this committee.
All right, so a motion by Mr. Foley, second for discussion.
I'll second it.
Thank you,
This
Mr.
is the one
Vitale.
about asking for the balances.
This, all this does is put the balances inside of the resolution so that when something comes up from a reserve balance, we don't have to ask the question, hey, what's left in that account?
We still will.
Well, actually, it worked well. There was a resolution that had already had it in, and it worked well. I forget which one it was, but I'll let you know when it's on there.
All right. All right, any further discussion on the res? All right, all in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Carried. Right,
that is it.
that concludes, sir. All right, Mr. Batman, your turn.
Yeah, planning only has one resolution. It's routine, which is designating the county visitor bureau as our official promotion agency with the state. So I would move it.
All right, motion by Chairman Batman, second
Second.
by Chairman Daly. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Carry. All right. Public Works, Mr. Whitman.
Mr. Chair, Public Works has two resolutions tonight. I would like to bundle them unless anybody wants them singled out.
All right, motion by Mr. Whitman as a bundle. Is there a second for discussion?
I'll second. Batman.
Amendment, tell me again, because I couldn't hear at the meeting.
It was, I remember.
Do you remember? Go ahead.
I'm the one that made it. If I'm recalling this correctly, it was, we didn't have the dollar amount of how much we were actually taking out of the account. They had in what was needed for the total project. They had what was remaining in the account, and they also had, I think, a grant that was funding part of it from 911. Chris, is that right? Yeah. And so the amount was the total project minus the.
So they
911
amended
grant,
the actual
and we
dollar
put
amount.
in the
Okay.
remainder to take out of the account.
All right, so we have motion and second. Further discussion? All right, all
Aye.
Aye.
carried. All right, Mr. Petcher with Judicial and Public Safety. It looks like you have three resolutions.
Yep, one was pulled, and I had no idea why, so somebody might want to explain it to me.
Oh, boy.
JP3, why was it pulled?
So you want this one or you want me to?
Sure, well, I can start.
Okay,
Is it okay if we do that now?
You have an executive session scheduled?
Yes.
It might be a good topic for an executive session.
Okay, we have three resolutions, 1, 2, and 4 as a bundle. No?
all right, so Chairman Petcher has offered 1, 2, and 4 as a bundle. Is there a second?
I'll have 4. Yeah.
Okay,
I'd like 4 pulled, please.
so
Okay,
one
we'll
and,
do 'em one at a time.
you can do 1 and 2 as a bundle if you want to. It's up to you.
Okay, 1 and 2.
JP 1 and 2 as a motion by Chairman Petcher. Is there a second on the bundle of 1 and 2?
Second, Batman.
Okay, second by Chairman. Any further discussion on the bundle? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Okay,
Now we have number 4. Motion?
all right. So JP4 is an authorization. Mr. Buderman brought this up in judicial and public safety, if I remember correctly, and sort of discussed that and gave his explanation. I don't know if the district attorney is online right now.
I am.
Okay. So we have a motion. Let's see if we can get a motion in a second for discussion. Second by Chairman Whitman. So further discussion on JP4.
I don't know if everyone was there. Do you want me to talk or just wait?
Hold on. I think let's go with Mr. Foley first, if you have a question.
So this was added today. I know that it was discussed at JP, but did this go as all resolutions have been going through the hiring committee? Did it go through that process? I don't know.
I'm not on that one. No, it did not go through that.
The ADA position is approved to be filled, but we haven't filled it. This would be modifying it downward to law associate, which would save us money and would let us to hire someone very quickly. And then later it would come back up to the ADA once the person's admitted to the bar.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, Ms. Batman.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this not only didn't go through the hiring committee, it didn't go through judicial and public safety. It has not been considered by our HR Civil Service Commission. Despite what the Creighton Phil, the information says, it's not in the budget. It is not in our list of approved positions. This is just way premature. It's not a bad idea, but it needs to go through committee. It's that simple. And it needs to be reviewed by HR and civil service. This is our system, and it should go through the hiring committee. So, I don't know, that's 3 strikes, and in baseball, that's an out.
Okay, all right, so let's just see if we can, metaphors aside.
If I could address those issues?
Yeah. Let's just see, let's see if we can dig down to the bottom of this. What was all right, Mrs. Daly.
I guess, I assume because there is a grade there, it's a grade 6 and a salary that was set, that somehow this must have gone through some type of evaluation or approval through civil. And
My understanding is it did not.
How did they come up with the grade and the base salary? Did it go through the Civil Service Commission, John?
It did go through the County Civil Service Commission, which approved it, and I sent the letter approving it with the resolution. The state has not added a position to our county. I don't know if that has to happen or not, but all 3 things I think have to happen. It's just a question of what order. We can wait another month and have no help, or try to find a higher priced attorney, which would, frankly, be easier for me. This was a cost saving measure because the money's in the budget for the ADA, which remains unfilled. This position would pay about $12,000 a year less than the ADA, but because of a trial practice order, the attorney could actually appear.
But the title exists. Am I understanding you correctly?
It does now, Civil Service.
Right, so
Created it.
it exists within the county. There's.
Huh?
Does it? I would like clarification of that. My understanding is it does not. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I've been told.
Mr.
I don't know, I mean, HR's
Okay.
on vacation this week, I did look at the compensation plan, I don't see it in there, but somewhere it came up with a grade 6, I don't know.
I mean, John, did the Civil Service Commission create a law associate position and set the grade?
They created a law associate. I don't know if they set the grade. I think that based on basically the approximate salary of where it would be. I honestly don't know. I don't know if that's something the state does, the county does. I'm not that familiar with these. I mean, we sent it to the Civil Service Commission, which did review it, approved it, and sent us the letter. My executive assistant's the one that had the salary level. I don't know exactly where she got that, other than I had thought it was 52 because that's what Oneida County's is paid, but their ADAs are paid slightly higher too. So that might be just because it's a 6 in our county.
So I'm not sure the order, but I'm going to go with Mr. Vitale, then Mr. Whitman.
I didn't make a recommendation that, Chris, you gather all this information, and if you would like to bring it up as on the floor of the legislative meeting next week, it would be probably the same time frame, but at least you'd be able to give us all the answers. Somebody would be able to dig into it, get all the answers.
Okay, all right. So just so we're handling this properly, we have a motion and a second.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chair, I appreciate Mr. Vitale's comment, and I appreciate all this stuff, but this is not handling it properly. We just passed an emergency. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no,
Here?
I hear you.
Okay, sorry. So we just passed an emergency resolution with Verizon because that was going to save us money, and it made some sense. This is not number one. This is not an emergency. If we're going to have committees, we have committees. This is a standard, regular process. There's nothing unique about this. We're creating and filling a position. The idea of bringing this up on the floor, if we do that, we might as well do away with our committee structure because there's no reason to have it. We're going to bring up positions like this.
I need more clarification if the position actually exists. It sounds like it might. Mr. Whit.
I don't know how deep I want to get into this with Keith, but we just did this with Verizon. That wasn't an emergency either. This is also a cost savings idea. But the reason I had my hand up was to make a motion to table. So it sounds like there's a lot of things.
All right, so that, I know that takes precedence. So there's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, a second from Mr. Foley. So now on the motion to table JP4, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so. Okay.
No, I would have
All right,
supported it
sorry.
also.
So let's try this again. On the motion to table, all in favor? All right, Ace. All right,
They don't allow, because Amanda does the.
Yeah, how many nays was that? Who were the nays?
I see Elaine, Paul, and,
Not Elaine.
wait.
It's on,
or I'm sorry,
Elaine.
Elaine, Paul, and,
Well, you're not on
Yeah.
Waze. He's not
Oh,
on
no, he's not-
Waze.
he's
Yeah,
on
so,
Waze.
Right.
so I think it's just you two.
No.
no, I'm in favor.
Of the, yes,
it
in
was just-
favor of the table. So it's only two and two, three,
I'm in favor of tabling. I made the motion.
three. So we got two.
I should do a roll call.
What's that?
Run it through, I should do a roll call.
All right, well, I think it's gonna end up. All right, what do we got? Am I supposed to do it?
Right.
All
I
right,
withdraw my no.
okay.
This is on the motion to table.
I'll
All right,
make
so-
it a, yes,
You are a motion to table?
yes.
Okay, so Mr. Pusher is motion table. Mr. Vitale,
Yes, table.
Mr. Whitman,
Yes.
Mr. Foley,
Yes.
Mrs. Daly.
I said no because we have been on him forever to get these positions filled. So that would be the reason if we could move this forward successfully, I would have liked to, but certainly it's not. As to even John's point, it is a total emergency. It can wait, I guess, but I wasn't in favor of tabling it.
Mr. Batman,
Yes, let's table it.
all right. And for the record, I'm a no, even though it's already carried.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
So now we got to vote on the actual, no, it was to
No,
table.
It's done.
We're done.
Tabled to
Moving on.
next JP committee.
Yeah, all right. All right, so the next, I think we can,
Motion for executive session.
hold on. One thing I want to do before the executive session, then you'll do it in terms of who and why we want to do it, right? We got to get that on record. But I also just wanted to say that, I'd be remiss if I did talk about a project that Mr. Lattimore brought to my attention. There's, hopefully we have some ability to work on some projects in the town of Brutus. Surprise. But thank you, Mr. Lattimore. We're going to talk with the chairwoman, and we're going to try to hammer this out. And it's a great project to be on the future, more forthcoming.
Which project are you referring to?
It's potential with developing. I don't know how far I can get down this rabbit hole. But developing the area around the thruway, the railroad track, and the canal system, the thruway exit. So I think it's an exciting project. Look forward to it. So, yeah. So, having said that, Mr. Foley,
Motion to go into executive session for the employment history of a particular person.
got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes carried, we're going in.
Will there be any business afterwards?
Probably.
Probably, yes.
That's a definite maybe.
Got it. Thank you.
Keith, did you get the email I sent you for executive session?
The meeting, but I didn't.
I don't think so, but I will join you there.
Still on the whole thing there, but I do informed about, because I got yesterday, and Chris and I just talked about it today. We're just looking to start starting first. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Keith, are you able to take a telephone call? You're muted. Keith, you're muted. You can't unmute him, only he can do that.
Oh.
Keith, we can't hear you. Your microphone is muted. I don't know if you can hear me. I just sent you an email. I'm not sure.
I'll let you know if he gets off of this one.
Okay, if he unmutes and asks for help, come get me.
Okay.
Well, it is pretty cool. There's a hard hat.
It's muted. Do you want me to
No, not.
All right, so-
Hold on. For the video.
I muted it for a second.
Oh,
so as you guys were
okay.
coming in, but it's
So-
unmuted now.
We need to tell, I'll just tell him about who took us out of the caucus, but right now we can just do a motion to adjourn.
Yes, motion.
So moved by Mr. Pletcher,
Second by me.
second by Foley, all in favor?
Aye.
Sleep
I'm
tight.
opposed.
There we go.
You can tell me who motioned to come out.
Mr. Pletcher, oh wait, tell you right now, out of caucus,
Yeah, out of executive session.
Pickney and Nightingale.
Okay, they're not on the committee, so I'll.
But it was.
Maybe it was me.
It was me.
Italian Foley.
Yeah.
All right,
Perfect.
that sounds good.
Wait, no, but they can be in the executive session.
Yeah, but they're not on the committee.
I think it was Whitman and Petcher.
It was to come out of, to adjourn, but they can do it, right? Oh.
Yeah, I think in executive session, Whitman moved to come out of.
Get rid of them, let the state take it.
Oh, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Be happy with it.
Okay, and then.
My fire department doesn't need somebody from the county to take around where to spray water.
Yes.